Hey everyone, Vintage Vinny here. Welcome to another haul video. Everything that I'm going to be sharing with you today came from Shire's Market in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. So after my epic scores from the Fayetteville Antique Mall, I worked my way down to Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, where a Red Rocker is, and I just kept finding all the good stuff. I couldn't believe it. It was just a really good day of sourcing. So I spent $81.41 on everything you're going to see. This is not all of it. There's some other cool stuff that I couldn't fit on the table that I can't wait to share with you all. So let's go ahead and jump right in, shall we? So this is the first thing that I grabbed. It's this clear glass dish. I can't remember if this is Viking or Costa Boda. If I do a quick little lookup after this video, I will show it to you all from what I find. This was a really good deal, only $5, and I cannot remember for the life of me what other people were able to sell them for, but it was worth picking up. Most of the items that I do pick up, I do look up and make sure that what I'm paying is worth what someone is asking, because I don't want to be stuck with a bunch of stuff that I can't sell. So that's why I look. This is also another good item. I found a booth with like incredibly low prices, or like reasonable prices on their stuff. This is a Viking glass elephant. I want to say it's a bookend based on the look of it. And that should be coming up to a sale probably when I get back from Memphis, because I'm going to do one that Saturday. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I found this adorable January angel. She was 40% off. And funny enough, I thought that these little pieces were a part of her, but somebody glued them onto her. I don't know how long ago, because her halo broke off, but I think that actually kind of goes, don't you think, even though she's missing the original part of her? Her flowers aren't broken that I can see, and she's just in really good shape. I believe she is a Lefton. She's one of the earlier Lefton pieces, because it says GOZ, and it says Lefton Exclusives Japan on the sticker. So she had to come home with me. And like I said, I just saw the little flowers on the top of her head, and I was like, oh, that must just be a unique way that they made these. But no, the halo broke off, and someone got creative and put the little plastic flowers on her. And it works. This was a really good pickup, too. This is a piece of carnival glass. It almost looks like an octopus, this design here. So I thought that was really neat. That was a really good price. I think this was only like $3.50. So I went ahead and picked this up. I am not sure who made it. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research, but I just thought that was really cool. You could put an octopus head right there, and it would look like it blends right into it, don't you think? This was actually the major score of the day. This is an Empoli genie bottle stopper, and it's in orange. It does not glow, so I assume that it's probably just orange and not amberina. So I did pay up for this. I paid $10. It came out of a booth that I usually don't ever buy anything from, because it's a little bit more than I think I could pay for something. But I saw this and I was like, you know what? I know what that's to, and I just want to make sure. The last one, in I think like an aqua green color, sold for $75. So I have a feeling I can probably get that, or maybe even $80 for this. So that was definitely a great pickup on my part. So that would literally just pay for everything if it sold for the $80. Let's see if I can stand you up straight. Oh, you do. You stand up straight. Perfect. Now, I also found these. They just caught my eye. I just really liked the coastal look of them. Unfortunately, one of them is severely dishwasher damaged, but that's just kind of what happens when you buy old pieces. Not everything is going to be perfect. I cannot remember off the top of my head who made these. I will, of course, if I remember to, put the description of what I find right here so you guys can see it. So those were definitely a great score. So here's the one that's very severely dishwasher damaged. This is why you don't put this stuff in the dishwasher. You hand wash it. But very unique. I spotted them out of the corner of my eye, and I thought they were so cool. So let's go ahead and check out what else I've got, shall we? Okay, so I have moved from the table over to just a little section here in our basement. There are some absolutely amazing pieces of all this vintage car ephemera that I picked up. So I'm walking up the stairs, checking out some of the booths that are around where this person was, or where this dealer was, and I saw that all of their media was $1. This is somebody whose stuff I have admired for the last few years. He did run a 50% off sale at one point, but some of the prices that he has on it I didn't feel was worth it even at 50%. So he was running a $1 on all of his media, and I went crazy. So I got 32 pieces for 32 bucks. Some of this stuff, you guys, the graphics are unbelievable. Most of these are, I think, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. He did have some things from the 80s and 90s. I was kind of more focused on the mid-century era and into the 60s. Kind of pushing early 70s, depending on the look of the pamphlet or booklet or whatever. So let's go ahead and check this out. The first item I'd like to share with you all is this really cool Ford Times magazine from October of 1968. This showcases the 1969 Ford line. Let's see. Oh, those are cool. Look at that. Duck is a duck. Here is a picture of one of the cars. That red, super cool. It's just got a whole bunch of really neat stuff. Now, some of these or actually most of these, I am going to do some research on to see what they are going for online. Because some of them I may list on eBay, and some of them I may put in a live sale if I do that with Katie, maybe right after I get back from Tennessee. We'll probably plan for a sale in October. As you can see, this guy originally had $12 on just this one issue of Ford Times. So, of course, I couldn't even do 50% off of that. This is absolutely amazing. This is for the 1950 Packard, the Ultimate Drive Showstopper. So you open it up, and here is the Packard Ultramatic Drive, available now at moderate extra cost on all models for the 1950 Packard line. Now let me go ahead and get this opened up so you guys can see the full magnitude of this. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look at the colors and the graphics for these cars. So stinking amazing. I literally didn't look at any of this stuff. I just kind of judged it based on the cover. So when I got home and my mom and I were looking through them, it was just absolutely an amazing surprise to see how cool these pamphlets are. The next one that I'd like to share with you all is for the 1953 Plymouth, and the graphics on the outside of that are just amazing in itself. But it folds open and it shows some awesome stuff. Plymouth, the most truly balanced car in the low price field. Again, you can just see the 50s graphics in here, especially with how that lady is dressed. So it's 1953. So that's just amazing. And then I guess this just goes over the mechanics of the car itself. Still really cool graphics for the time period. Looks like these are more features about the car itself, like all the mechanics and everything of it. But again, fantastic graphics for these pieces. And it unfolds into this amazing poster. Like, this is something I could see if somebody sold classic cars or did a show and they had this car or one of these models. I mean, this is just absolutely amazing, but it is not going to be sold. I love this. So I did get two of these in one package. It's the AAA Triptych It looks like it was provided for someone by the name of Elmer Krause, who was a travel consultant. Let me pick this up so you guys can see it better. So it looks like he was a travel consultant for Niagara Falls, Alaska, Washington, Oregon, Montana, and Lake Louise. I guess that's where they were heading. This was issued on May 20th of 1953. So it looks like they were traveling 2,647 miles. And this was for the 50th anniversary of AAA. There are 2 of these, and it looks like they just maybe give you like tips on where to stop and things. I just thought that was super cool, and the fact that I got 2 of them. I'm not sure what they will bring, but I think that is just really awesome. So again, we got another phenomenal piece that unfolds. This is for the 1953 Plymouth, so that is just super, super cool. I mean, you really just can't beat these old-timey graphics. I mean, they're just absolutely freaking amazing, and you're gonna hear me say that a million times because I just can't believe how cool these are. The first motor car in the low price field with a truly balanced ride. And then it unfolds into this amazing beauty. I mean, oh man. This is just awesome. Again, how cool would these be if you got them framed and you owned a vintage car dealership? Or if you just participated in the auto clubs, how stinking cool would these be if you had these cars? I would totally not be upset if I had a 1953 Plymouth. And the final pamphlet that I was able to pick up from Shires is this really awesome 1974 Dodge. We got the Monaco, the Charger, the Coronet, the Dart, the Challenger, and the wagons. Just so awesome, isn't it? Just, they don't make cars like this anymore. So that reminds me of the station wagons that you used to see. I want to say that my grandparents did have one of those. My dad's parents had a station wagon, I think. Some of you may think I'm a little crazy for saying this, but I love that green interior. How stinking awesome is that? So this is for the 1974 Chrysler. Look at that. Look at that bright, crisp red. That's almost like a cherry red. So stinking awesome. So stinking cool. So this here is for the 1968 Ford Fairlane, featuring the Torino, Ford's newest bright idea for that decade. So amid showing you all the really cool graphics and such from these magazines and such, I hope you all are taking a trip down memory lane and are reminiscing or remembering when a family member or a friend of yours had these cars. They are just awesome. So this is for the 75 Plymouth Voyager. My grandparents, my mom's parents, had an 87 Chevy van. And while I lean more towards the cars of like pre-1960, that van was awesome. We used to go, I don't think it was the Dells. It was some lake that had sand, so it was kind of like a beach. I don't remember where that was. But we would, you know, pack the beach stuff up, like the beach toys, the coolers, whole 9 yards. And you could fit, I think, maybe like 8 people in that darn thing. And have room for your groceries and for your other things you need at the beach. It was just an insanely awesome van. Heck, that would be a great van to use as a pick-and mobile, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, super, super cool. So here's the 4-door sedan. So here's the 2-door hardtop, 2-door coupe. So, so cool. Next up is this really cool 1973 Dodge Colt booklet. Just amazing, amazing photography and graphics, and they really did try to feature every part of the car to show you that it was a really cool and great piece. Look at that. So cool. That is just so awesome. So this is the quick facts about the 1954 Mercury, designed to make any driving easy. This just goes over the mechanics of it all, and again, just a really cool, like, look at that. Ah, so cool. I mean, they definitely knew how to advertise back then. Not that we don't know how to do it today, but this is just classic stuff. Look at this, you guys. The 1964, I think that's the Dodge Rambler? Maybe it's just the Rambler in general, but how stinking cool is that? So let's go ahead and see what we got in here, shall we? So here's a Mustang, again, just a super crisp, amazing imagery and photography. So right when you open it up, you've got a great image of a Ford Torino. Or not a Ford Torino. Yeah, it is a Ford Torino, I'm sorry. I love that. I mean, that is classic 70s. Look at that. So cool. So this booklet is the sports set. Spirited Torinos, Mustangs, Mavericks, Pintos, Fords for something else. Way cool. So this is for the 1978 Ford. Look at how groovy those graphics are with the mushrooms and the flowers and everything. Isn't that cool? Here is a 1972 Plymouth Cricket pamphlet. And this is the Fury 3, which is a 4-door sedan. That is so stinking cool. I think it's Fury, not Furry. Forgive me. Fury Grand Sedan. Here we have a 1972 Plymouth Fury. That's for a Mustang 2+2, a tempo that swings. That bright red is just sharp. So this is for the Mustang convertible. So we have the 1968 Mustang. Way cool. Super cool. I mean, look at that sharp, crisp, clear imagery. Love it. And this is for the 1967 Ford. It's for the Mustang, the Falcon, the Fairlane, Ford/Thunderbird. And then here is some more imagery of the insides of the car. So here is a really cool accessories page. I couldn't believe that. So this is for the 1962 Ford Fairlane 500s and the Ford Fairlanes. And then here are some really fun graphics on the inside. Bright, attractive posters in your window or near your garden hose display. How cool would these be to have to put out at springtime? Or maybe even into summer. I just think that that is awesome. So here's what the inside of it looks like. This is an advertisement brochure for Gates Rubber Company. Look at that really shiny, vibrant poster that you get on the inside. Really cool, huh? So this is for the Norton No. 2 Hydraulic Universal Tool and Cutter Grinder. I won't be able to go through every single page of each of these pieces of ephemera because it would just take hours to do so. So I'm just opening it up and showing it to you all real quick. Some of the cooler pages in here. This one here is for the 1975 Plymouth Duster Valiant. So here are some blue ones. We have like an icicle blue and then some white. I like that one too. So that's really cool. Here's one for Ford pickups from 1968. No changes in the simple machine, except for a couple of extra doors and a little more jazz. I think I'm in love with the blue one. Although the yellow and the red definitely are very cool too, but I'll always be a fan of blue. Up next, we have a really cool pamphlet for the 1971 Maverick. So he had more than just vintage car stuff. He had this really cool Chicago International Co. merchandise mart, I guess kind of like a, I don't know if this is like the S&H green stamps, where you built up enough of those stamps and then you traded them in for something, but really cool nonetheless. It's almost like newspaper, that's how thin it is. But it looks like they had pretty much everything too. So that's really cool. I'm gonna do a little bit of research on that as well. And this is awesome. This is for Westinghouse refrigerators. I love that Arctic Escape of all the mountains and everything. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Oh, how amazing is that? I don't remember what year it's from, but I love what they did with that. It's gotta be like 1950 or 1951. Oh, you cannot beat those graphics. It's unbelievable. Again, just a very sharp, I love that color. Just absolutely, absolutely cool. And again, just the bright colors. I love the dashboard. The dashboard on this car is amazing. It's just really cool. So this is for the Ford XL convertible. Look at that beach scene, or that ocean scene, water scene, whatever you want to call it. That's just amazing. That yellow color is very, very sharp. I mean, they just made these cars look really nice and sharp. I always call old cars Betsy. Well, that's kind of more of like the 20s, 30s, and 40s, or even into the teens, but I don't know what you would call a car from the 60s. That's very much like a, I don't know if that would be considered a muscle car or not, but that is just such sharp imagery. I love it. So there's definitely a shift in the graphics from the 50s, but still very cool. This is a very mod-looking design here, but still really cool nonetheless. So it says, with new interior elegance and the excitement of 18 new Ford models. Alright, so we're moving away from the 50s for a little bit, and I got a couple of these, or actually a few of these, 1967 Ford booklets. Very, very cool. Let me go ahead and open them up and show them to you all. Right when you open it up, you got this really nice, sharp, crisp image of a beautiful lady modeling with this awesome Dodge car. Oh, so cool. And folks, that concludes this video from my trip to Shires. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it as always. Let me know down below in the comment section what were your favorite items. Did I find some really cool car ephemera or what? And stay tuned because there might be more in another haul. So I will see you guys later. Have a great one.